So what now?
Now we gotta find us some ugly dudes who'll buy us some drinks. Oh, I see two over there by the bar and one over there by the door.
So what now?
Now we gotta find us some ugly dudes who'll buy us some drinks. Oh, I see two over there by the bar and one over there by the door. We gonna get us some drinks.
About a month ago or so, a few months back, I watched a video of a brother. He simply just did a video saying, don't buy females drinks, which the content of the video was actually good. It was basically telling young men or, some old simps to be more physically conservative with their money when they're out in the dating world. It was a decent video, but there were two females, and I'm pretty sure more had fought with it, but I watched two females do a response. Actually, one did a response, she did too, and then the female did a response to her video. But basically, these females went on a rant on how men aren't who they used to be and how things are so different nowadays. But the first female in her video, she started off with a bunch of ad hominem attacks, character assassinations, theories and thoughts that she doesn't have any proof to be valid. She just made assumptions about his financial status because he simply said it wouldn't be wise for young men to be buying females drinks, especially chicks that they don't know. And he even gave an example of when he was at the club and a female came with a completely different dude, yet she walked up and whispered in his ear for him to buy her a drink, and he called her bluff. But this other female, she really took it personal for him telling younger men not to. And I guess in her video, her goal was to tell women to not to go for men who do things like that, or basically that all men want is sex and want to get it in. So basically, you should get what you can from a man and all that type of nonsense. This female, now she a part of the video that she did, she reinforces this idea that in order to get a female's time or attention, you have to spend your money. That kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Now, I don't live that life, but if I wanted to pay for a female's attention, there are other avenues to go about doing that. But I don't live that life. Neither one of them. In this video, he made a good point. Like, I don't drink or go to clubs, period. So I don't have to worry about that anyways, nor would I ever, even if I did. The only time I did go to clubs was to bounce. And the way females acted in the club was not some chicks I was interested in having a relationship with. I'm still stunned that people actually go to clubs and meet people still, because the way I see women conducting themselves in the clubs and what have you is them ain't the chicks you kick it with outside of that area. Them ain't the chicks you take out during the daytime. Those are chicks that strictly stay well, you know where they stay. But again, I don't understand who goes to the club in 2012 to meet people nowadays. I mean, people still do that. He basically just told men, you're gonna have a fun time, go chill, do what you're gonna do, kick it with your boys, whatever. But you can do that without wasting money on a chick you'll probably never talk to and never get to know. Now, in a video, she claims that buying a drink for a female is an icebreaker. If I have to spend money to break the ice with you, to get to know you, then I don't need to know you. It's just that simple. I don't understand why she's under the delusion that there aren't women in 2012 who have their own money and don't mind just having a casual conversation with a person without him having to invest $20 per drink to get to talk to her. She's not a shrink. She's not Dr. Phil. She's not Oprah. Why am I paying to talk to a female? Why would anybody pay to talk to a female? Again, if you wanted to do that, there's other avenues you can go to pay to talk to a woman. But again, I don't live that life. Most of these clubs too, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of times the females actually get in for free. So they get in for free and then they drink for free. And then what? Now he even mentioned the game that's get played by females, how they'll again, he's saying that females taught him and told him the game of how they feel like going to the club at a certain time to get it for free, and to be like, well, we ain't got no money, but it doesn't matter, we'll just get some dudes to buy us some drinks. And she agrees with that. Women do that because she says that these men play on, well, women play on the fact that these guys are thirsty, and they think they're gonna get some vagina just by simply buying you a $20 drink. What does that say about you as a female, that men have that ideology that they can buy you a couple drinks and that your vagina will be available to them? I'll wait. Then towards the end of her video, she stops attacking him for a moment to give a plea to her ladies and basically say, you know, don't let this men like this shame you into feeling bad or feeling some type of way for being a lady. What she meant was being a hoe because you think your attention and time is worth someone else's money. But she claims that I don't know where she got these statistics and facts from, but sure, she said 80, then she went to 90. She said 80, then 90% of men who approach women only are interested in one thing. They don't want relationships. They don't want commitment. And I like to say maybe that's the men that approach you because you present yourself in a way that that's all they want from you. You can't speak for all women, and you damn sure can't speak for 90% of men. Again, more often than not, we attract what we are. So you might attract the type that don't want anything to do with you. They just want to screw you. And I pity the fool that wants to do that anyways. She goes into a tangent that obviously must be personal because she goes from saying that these guys must have wives, they must have a whole bunch of kids, they're lying about their jobs, they might have wives. Her face kind of frowns up as she's saying this thing as if they're personal experiences, as if them are the only type of men that approach her. Men with jobs apparently don't approach her. Men with no kids apparently don't approach her. Men who aren't interested in just having physical relationship with her, they don't approach her. That's what it seems like to me. She sounds like she's taking it personal for a reason. Again, we know that females can't deal with rejection, so they have to redefine the rejection and make it about you, so she can feel good about herself. She claims that, you know, that dude who did the video should stay out of the club because he can't afford a drink. He never said he couldn't afford it. He didn't say anything of that nature. He just saying he shouldn't have to do it. Yet she can't deal with that rejection, so she has to redefine it as he's broke and a bum and a clown and all other type of having them personal attacks, which she can't verify with any proof because she doesn't know the person. But it's okay for her to do that. She also made a correlation which proves the whole point of the video, that she said that some men go to strip clubs, which is where men go to pay for a female's time and attention, but they know up front it's a transaction. He pays money, she performs a service. But she compared that to, I guess, buying them drinks and dating, because she said that you have a better chance of getting with that chick that you bought the drink for than you do the stripper. I didn't know men go to the strip club to get with females. I thought they did that, you know, for entertainment purposes. But again, she reinforces the ideology that dating, tricking, is prostitution, because she admits it there. One thing that she did say that was funny on his actual video, in the comments, she was stalking somebody else who made comments to the video, going back and forth with him, and, you know, hitting him with the same type of happenings and personal character assassinations, what have you. But she said to him that it was funny to me because she said you probably tell chicks that you're Muslim so that you don't have to buy them Valentine's Day gift, which is funny to me because people, I guess by my appearance, my kufi and my bin Laden beard, assume that I am a moon rock worshiper, which I'm not. But I do not celebrate American holidays, period. I choose to abstain. I regard all days the same. But that's funny that she actually must have had that pulled on her before. But just because a person doesn't celebrate holidays, that doesn't necessarily equate to being a Muslim. But that was just funny to me that she said that. A personal experience. I said the last female that I can say I was a date, and a person that was a cool chick that I kicked it with, she was probably like, she was 28 at the time. I was only 26, and she lived down with her parents. She didn't drive, didn't even have a license. But I met her. She worked at the community college that I was working out at, and I knew her. I seen her in there a few times. And I think I asked her if she wanted me to help her train her, show her some things, whatever, and she agreed, and we started talking that way. Then, I was like, wow, her head, she seemed like a cool chick. She seemed worthy to get to know. So I basically said, let's would you want to go to the park or whatever? I think the next day I asked her to do that. I'm not sure if I asked her the same day. Nope, I think after we got done working out that day, I did ask her to go to the park, which was a Friday. And after we walked around the park, she only wanted to walk around once, but we ended up walking around twice, and I got to talk to her. She had cool conversations. She seemed like a cool chick. So after that, I was like, would you like to go, kick it again later on or whatever? Let's do something. And it's not like the first date whole thing is, movies are a bad idea, but it wasn't even on that level, being that we had just talked we've been together for the past 4 hours, because she worked out with me for 2 hours, and then we walked around the park, which took about almost 2 hours again. So it wasn't that awkward. You can't really talk to somebody, get to know somebody when you're first kicking with them, going to the movie, stuff like that, which is stupid. You shouldn't do that anyways. But after later on that night, we went to the movies, and yes, I paid for the movies. I don't know what we saw, something trash. She picked it. And I think the next week, it's a different situation. She actually asked me. It was a Friday. We got done working out again, and she was like, what are you doing tonight or whatever? And I was like, nah, I'm not doing anything. She's like, let's go to the movies. And so I like, cool. So we left the gym, went home, showered, handled our business, whatever. Came back, scooped her. I think we went to go eat first. We went to Red Robin's. The bill was like $22. It was some change, and I think she did pay the tip, which I expect her to do if I pay for the meal. And we leave there and go to the theater, which is like right across the street. And she walks right in front of me, ahead of me, and like lets me know, like, I got this, like she went and paid for the theater tickets for both of them, mine and hers. And after having an experience like that with the female, because that was like probably, I've had females that did the little offer thing, but you can tell they just offering because they didn't really want you to say yeah. I've had them chicks do that before, but she was actually the first one. Like, she purposely skipped in front of me to go get in line to let me know, like, yo, I got this. And to be honest, there's no way in hell I could go back to any situation other than that. Period. I don't give a damn how fine a chick is, how fly she is, how much money she makes, how much money she doesn't make. After having that experience with the female, there's no way to go back to, say, like when I was 20 and just being an idiot, dating more than a chick at one time and paying for everything, picking them up, not getting anything in return as far as compensation for me spending my money to get her attention and time. And I don't understand why a lot of modern women expect a situation to be any differently than the current one I was talking about, because it's like, one, you paying and you're going half. It's not really even wasn't Dutch. It was like, I got this, you got that. Next time I got this, you got that. Even to the point where we were walking one day and we walked by an ice cream booth and she wanted ice cream, and I didn't have cash on me. We was walking. I think we were had did something earlier that day, and she offered to pay for the ice cream for both of us. So I'm like, you can't go from situations like that ever going back to any different kind of way. That's the way it should be. It's 2012. All that other nonsense they talk about back in the day, those days are over. And chicks are having a hard time realizing that. In the video, she talked about how her dad took care of her mom and didn't have to worry about nothing. Like, we don't live in that era. We don't live in that segment anymore. Things are different. You're liberated. We're equal now. You make money just like we do. We compete with you in the classroom and in the workforce. But for some reason, women expect men to, the whole cliche statement, capitalist by day, socialist by night. and it don't work that way. At least not for me. And apparently a lot of men are waking up to that game, as she will put it. But there's no way in the world I can go back to any type of situation like that. Other than that, like, I don't care again how attractive a female is, how much money she makes, how educated she is. It doesn't matter. Like, we're two adults. We're both trying to survive in a society. We both got responsibility and bills. Your stuff isn't more important than mine, and vice versa. So, like I said, that should be, if you choose to do that whole dating thing, that's the honest way it should go. It shouldn't go no other way. But again, some females come from different environments and they were raised certain ways. That definitely is different when you do meet a chick who is come from a traditional point of view, maybe come from the South, and that's what she's used to. Because if she comes up north from the South and she thinks that's how things are, she's in for a rude awakening, because we don't live that life up here. But I want you to check this real quick clip out, of this simp of a mangina who, even though he's still a simp and a mangina and a white knight and a feminist, probably male feminist liberal dude, he still questions the same thing that all men are questioning. Like, it's like, yo, it's 2012. Some of you chicks make money just like we do. Some of you chicks make more money than we do. Yet, why should I? And, it's the inner men in him stepping up saying, like, damn, why am I doing this? I shouldn't have to do this. We should be able to treat each other equally. But let's listen to the clip real quick.
Do you guys think that chivalry is dead? And then also, do you think that women today, modern women, are enabling men to not be chivalric because they're afraid that if they expect that trait from a guy, that they're gonna come off as kind of like diva-esque or materialistic and shallow?
I personally try to be fairly chivalrous in my day-to-day life. Like, I like that part of relationships. That's one of the things I like about dating and courtship, is, treating her different than you treat just an average girl. Opening doors and, paying for things and things like that. But underneath that, there's an undercurrent of also being a liberal and believing that women are equal to men, wondering why I'm doing all these things. I'm happy to do them. I enjoy doing them. But why is it that I'm doing them? If the woman's equal, and in a lot of cases, especially in my new job, makes more money than me, why am I paying for her meals?
Because it lets you maintain your aggressor, as in the relationship.
You think that
All
it's
men,
interesting?
I mean, yeah, they want to go for the women, and
So
women
you think
want
that they're
to be
being
pursued.
self-interested when they pay for things?
I think that they're understanding their role in a relationship correctly.
Correctly. So you think, whoa.
She really does reinforce the notion that dating, i.e., is prostitution, and women get upset when men say that most women are whores. And she kind of relays that in a couple of videos she's done before, responding to other men, that she basically proves the point. She makes it moot. Basically saying that, to get a female's time and attention, you have to spend money. And I don't know, like, it would be wise for a female to want to pay her own way, or to switch it up every now and then. That way the male would have the mindset, like, this is us getting to know each other. It's not that type of party. You can't expect nothing from over here because you're spending your money. I don't know, they think dudes are supposed to just be willingly wanting to just give random chicks money just to get to know them. And it's odd thinking about how many females that we all know as men that we didn't have to do any of that with, and we got what we wanted without doing any of those things. So, like, and there are other avenues where you may, if you wanted to pay, you would date, or you would go to other avenues to do that if you live that life. But I'm saying, my point is like, there are women you can kick it with, and there was a mutual beneficial situation where you didn't have to buy anything, you didn't have to take her to do anything. That was just a common goal, which was to get the buns. But she's trying to say that, in order to get the buns, you have to do that, which is a waste of money and time, being that there are females in our society that don't, you ain't gotta do all that, put it that way. But she reinforces that ideology, that statement that a lot of men are coming to the conclusion that most women are whores, because she reinforces that stigma of, you gotta pay to play basically. But the reality is there are situations where you can go to pay and get exactly what you want without a guess or no, don't stop, that whole situation. Or there's situations where there are females where the situation is just a mutual beneficial situation. She puts forth this ideology that, for some reason that sex isn't in itself mutual, as if it's something extra. Like, you have to do this and pay money. Why isn't sex in itself a mutual beneficial situation? Why is it that you have to, isn't not both of you doing something together? How is it not mutual beneficial? I don't know. A lot of females in our culture are in for a rude awakening. I mean, they don't realize that the game has definitely changed, and they outnumber us by a lot. And a lot of men are waking up to the system. Some men, don't want to work. They want to be stay-at-home dads. A lot of the traditional things that used to be aren't going to be anymore, simply because of feminism. And I'm going to do a video on this later, but just a simple statement that it's going to be hard for some men to comprehend. But feminism didn't just liberate females, it also liberated men. It gave men less responsibility, and females don't comprehend that. Men no longer have to value their lives over his. They no longer have to work 70, 80 hours a week, dying 5 years earlier than you to protect them and their family. Now you can get off your butt and go work too. That is, i.e., a part of the flip side to feminism. And in the process, now, because there are some women who are very emasculating and want to be men, that they rather have their men stay at home, i.e., look at the President of the United States and his wife. But that's just the reality of I don't agree with that. I wouldn't do that. I don't believe in that method. I do believe in roles and positions, but when strictly be getting to know a female and dating a female, you have no relationship as far as just two mutual people trying to get to know each other. So there is no role in that situation. You're getting to know each other. In a marriage, I think it's different, but just kicking it and getting to know somebody, none of those rules for a relationship and a marriage do not apply in this environment at all. In my book, it doesn't.
The FBI.
Well, excuse the hell out of me. Well, why don't you tell me about the demanding world of meat delivery? So, what do you just basically pick it up and deliver it to a guy named Bob? Or is there some sort of, math involved?
You don't need to be so nasty.
Oh, there is definitely a need for me to get nasty. My job is serious. It is not a hobby. Well, guess what, meat boy? I'm sure my job pays more than yours does. So in my eyes, the eyes of society and the IRS, that makes me bigger and better than you. So why don't you think about that the next time you're out doing the complex work of toting around a pig's ass?
I used you. I can't afford to come here all the time. I come, once a month when I save my pennies? And you asked to go out again. I didn't really want to, but I thought, I used you. I can't afford to come here all the time. I come, once a month when I save my pennies? And you asked to go out again. I didn't really want to, but I thought,